Breaking news hitting the wrestling world like a Judas effect. Chris Jericho could be making a shocking return to WWE on the January 5th episode of Monday Night Raw. I'm talking about the learning tree himself potentially coming home, and the internet is exploding. Stick around because we're breaking down every single detail, what this could mean for WrestleMania season, and why this could be the biggest wrestling story of 2026. Welcome back to Suplex Rumble, where we bring you the hottest wrestling news, rumors, and analysis. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell because you do not want to miss what's coming next. Alright, wrestling family, let's dive into this absolute bombshell. According to multiple wrestling insiders and online reports that started circulating over the past 48 hours, Chris Jericho may be set to return to WWE programming on the January 5, 2026 episode of Monday Night Raw. Now, before we go any further, let me be crystal clear with you all, this is currently categorized as a rumor and speculation. Nothing has been officially confirmed by WWE or Chris Jericho himself, but here's why this rumor has gained so much traction and why fans are losing their minds. First, let's talk about the timing. January 5th Raw isn't just any episode, we're talking about the first Monday Night Raw of the new year, the beginning of the road to WrestleMania 42. This is when WWE traditionally starts planting seeds for their biggest storylines, and what better way to kick off WrestleMania season than with a legendary return? Second, Chris Jericho's current contract situation has been a hot topic of discussion. While I can't speak to specific contractual details, the wrestling community has been buzzing about the possibility of Y2J making moves in 2026. Jericho has always been unpredictable, always been willing to reinvent himself, and always found ways to shock the wrestling world. Third, and this is fascinating, there have been cryptic social media activities. Now, I'm not going to show you those posts because we respect copyright and privacy here at Suplex Rumble, but let's just say that Jericho has been posting some very interesting content that his fans reading between the lines. You know how the demo god operates, he loves playing with fan expectations. Now, let's talk about what makes Chris Jericho one of the most important figures in professional wrestling history, because this context is crucial to understanding why this potential return is such a massive deal. Chris Jericho made his WWE debut on August 9, 1999, interrupting The Rock in one of the most iconic debuts in wrestling history. That countdown clock, the Millennium Bug, the electricity in the arena, it was pure magic. Since then, Jericho has become a 9-time Intercontinental Champion, a 7-time World Champion in WWE, and the first ever undisputed champion when he unified the WWE and World Heavyweight Championships in 2001. But here's what separates Jericho from almost everyone else, his ability to reinvent himself. We've seen so many versions of Chris Jericho over the years. We've had Y2J, the rock star with Fozzy. We've had the suit-wearing, list-making, it-pronouncing version that took WWE by storm in 2016. We've had Elite Champion, the Demo God, the Wizard, the Ocho, and most recently, the Learning Tree. Every single time you think you've figured out Chris Jericho, he transforms into something completely different. This man is 54 years old and still performing at an incredibly high level. He's proven time and time again that age is just a number when you have the psychology, the charisma, and the wrestling IQ that Jericho possesses. He doesn't need to do 450 splashes or moonsaults, he can tell a story in that ring better than almost anyone in the business. His legacy in WWE is undeniable. He's elevated countless younger talents throughout his career. He made Kevin Owens a legitimate main event player. His feuds with Shawn Michaels are the stuff of legend. His work with AJ Styles was phenomenal, pun intended. Jericho has this incredible gift of making everyone he works with look like $1 million while still being the star himself. So if this return actually happens on January 5th, what could WWE have planned? Let's fantasy book this a little bit and talk about the dream scenarios that could unfold. Scenario number 1, the Royal Rumble surprise. January 5th would be perfect timing to announce Jericho's entry into the Royal Rumble match later that month. Imagine the pop when his music hits during the Rumble. Now, I'm not saying he's winning the whole thing, but Jericho in the Rumble mix immediately makes that match more interesting. He could eliminate a couple of people, have some fun interactions with current roster members, and remind everyone why he's one of the all-time greats. Scenario number 2, the mentor-student storyline. WWE loves these dynamics, and Jericho is perfect for this role. Imagine him returning to either mentor a young star, or even better, to challenge someone who claims to be the best technical wrestler on the roster. We could see a program with someone like Chad Gable, where they're having these incredible technical wrestling clinics. Or what about Jericho coming back to face his own creation, someone he helped make into a star, but who now disrespects the legend? The storytelling possibilities are endless. Scenario number 3, the championship hunt. Listen, Chris Jericho has done everything in WWE, but one thing we know about great competitors, they always want one more run with the gold. Could we see Jericho enter the Intercontinental Championship picture? That's his title. He's held it 9 times, and a 10th reign would tie him with some legendary company. The Intercontinental Championship has been elevated recently, and a Jericho program would add even more prestige to that title. Scenario number 4, the Dream Matches. This is where things get really exciting. There are current WWE superstars that Jericho has never faced one-on-one on a major stage. Think about Jericho versus Cody Rhodes, two guys who have reinvented themselves multiple times, two guys who left WWE and came back as bigger stars. What about Jericho versus Gunther? Can you imagine the chops? The technical wrestling? The storytelling? My chest hurts just thinking about it. Or here's a wild one, Jericho versus LA Knight. Two of the best talkers in the business going back and forth on the microphone? That's money. Both guys know how to work a crowd, both guys are natural entertainers, and the promos alone would be worth the price of admission. And we can't forget about the possibility of Jericho returning to settle old scores or reignite classic rivalries. There are so many layers to what WWE could do with a Jericho return, and that's what makes this so exciting. Now, let's put on our business hats for a moment and talk about why a Chris Jericho return makes sense from WWE's perspective, because this isn't just about nostalgia, this is about strategy. WWE is heading into WrestleMania season, which is their biggest money-making period of the year. They need star power, they need mainstream attention, and they need moments that will get people talking on social media. Chris Jericho provides all three. His name recognition extends beyond the wrestling bubble. He's a rock star with Fozzy, he's a podcaster, he's been on Dancing with the Stars. Casual fans know who Chris Jericho is. From a ratings perspective, January is when WWE starts building momentum for WrestleMania. The go-home show before Royal Rumble, the Rumble itself, then the weeks leading to Elimination Chamber and finally WrestleMania. It's a 3-month sprint where every week matters. Having Jericho on television gives WWE a proven draw who can help boost viewership during this crucial period. There's also the merchandise factor. Jericho is a merch-moving machine. Whether it's shirts with his catchphrases, replica scarves, championship commemorative items, fans love buying Jericho gear. And in today's WWE, where merchandise sales are such an important revenue stream, bringing in someone with Jericho's track record makes total business sense. And let's not forget the media attention. When Chris Jericho shows up, wrestling media covers it. Mainstream sports outlets cover it. Social media explodes. It creates buzz, and buzz translates to eyeballs, and eyeballs translate to dollars. WWE would be getting a tremendous return on investment by bringing Jericho back, even if it's just for a short-term program. Plus, think about the network and streaming considerations. WWE content on Peacock and international platforms benefits from having recognizable legends appear. When new fans or lapsed fans are scrolling through content and see Chris Jericho is going to be on Raw, that's a click. That's engagement. That's what streaming platforms want to see. The wrestling community's reaction to this rumor has been fascinating, and it really shows how divided but passionate our fanbase can be. On one side, you have longtime WWE fans who are absolutely thrilled at the possibility of Jericho returning home. These are fans who remember his debut in 1999, who lived through all his championship reigns, who consider him one of the all-time greats. For them, seeing Y2J back in a WWE ring would be a full-circle moment, a chance to relive some of that magic from the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era. Then you have fans who are curious about how WWE would use him in 2026. Would he be booked properly? Would they take advantage of his promo skills? Would they let him work with younger talent in meaningful ways? These fans aren't skeptical of Jericho himself, they're cautious about WWE's booking decisions. And honestly, that's a fair perspective given wrestling history. There's also a segment of fans who are wondering how this would affect the current roster. Would Jericho's return take television time away from younger stars who are trying to break through? Wrestling fans are always protective of their favorites, and they want to make sure everyone gets their fair opportunity. But here's the thing, if booked correctly, a Jericho return could actually elevate younger stars by having them work programs with a legend. Social media has been going absolutely crazy with fantasy booking, with dream match discussions, with speculation about what his entrance music would be. Would it be Break the Walls Down or something completely new? Fans are creating video packages, sharing their favorite Jericho moments, and generally just getting hyped about the possibility. And that excitement, that conversation, that engagement, that's what wrestling is all about. Whether this rumor turns out to be true or not, it's gotten people talking about Chris Jericho's legacy, his impact on the business, and what could be possible. That's the power of a name like Chris Jericho. So here's the bottom line, Suplex Rumble family, while we can't confirm this rumor with 100% certainty until WWE or Jericho himself makes an official announcement, the possibility of Chris Jericho returning to WWE on January 5th Raw is electrifying the wrestling world. Whether you're a longtime Jericho-holic or someone who's just curious about what the learning tree could do back in WWE, this is a story we'll be following very closely. January 5th is right around the corner, and you better believe we'll be watching to see if this rumor becomes reality. What do you think? Do you want to see Chris Jericho back in WWE? What dream matches would you book? Who should he face at WrestleMania if this happens? Drop your comments down below because I want to hear from all of you. Your voice matters in the Suplex Rumble community. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay updated on all the latest wrestling news, rumors, and analysis, make sure you subscribe to Suplex Rumble and hit that notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up if you're excited about the possibility of Y2J's return, and share it with your wrestling friends who need to know about this. Follow us on social media for behind-the-scenes content and quick updates between videos. And remember, whether this rumor is true or not, we'll be here to break it down for you with all the respect, professionalism, and passion that wrestling deserves. I'm your host here at Suplex Rumble, and until next time, keep celebrating the greatest form of entertainment in the world, professional wrestling. Stay awesome, stay passionate, and we'll see you in the next one. Tone, enthusiastic but professional, avoiding sensationalism. Pacing, natural conversational flow with energy peaks during exciting speculation. Visual suggestions, use text overlays for key points, but keep it clean and professional. Background, branded studio setup or wrestling-themed background without copyrighted imagery. Engagement, multiple calls to action for comments and community building. Compliance, no copyrighted footage, music, or images, all original content and commentary. This script respects YouTube's community guidelines and copyright rules while delivering engaging, fan-friendly content that celebrates wrestling history and speculation. B.